I, 32M, am a structural engineer. My entire job is based on calculating stress points and predicting when a structure is going to fail. For 5 years, I was so busy reinforcing my marriage that I didn't realize the person I was building it with was actively sawing through the supports. My wife, 30F, has spent our entire marriage as an influencer. In reality, that means I paid her student loans, bought her a car, and funded a lifestyle that looked great on her feed but didn't bring in a dime. The collapse happened during our 5th anniversary trip to a high-end resort in Cabo. I'd gone all out. We were at dinner overlooking the ocean when she put her glass down and told me, "I want a divorce. This isn't working for me anymore." No lead up, no tears. She just wanted out, but she was happy to stay for the lobster and the $1,200 a night suite I'd already paid for. I looked at her and said, "Why wait?" I stood up and walked out. I didn't go to the room. I had my passport and phone. I went to the front desk, told them I was checking out early, and removed my corporate card from the file. I told them my wife was staying and would handle the incidentals. Since I'd booked our flights through my firm's travel account, I had the power to change them. I didn't just cancel her return flight. I used the credit to upgrade myself to first class on the next flight out. I landed back in the States to a mountain of notifications. She tried to charge a $3,000 jewelry shopping spree and several spa treatments to the room after I left. Since my card was gone and her personal card had a $1,000 limit, the hotel security detained her. I even got a voicemail from the hotel saying she was being held for theft of services until the bill was settled. I didn't call back. When she finally got home, likely after her mom bailed her out, she was a whirlwind of entitlement. She screamed that I'd left her in a Mexican jail and promised to take the house, my 401k, and half of my engineering firm. She claimed she'd been managing the household and was entitled to lifestyle maintenance. This was a joke considering we have a maid, and she doesn't even know how the washing machine works. But here's where the interconnected part comes in. My lead project manager at my firm, a guy I'll call the manager, had been acting weird for months. During the discovery phase of the divorce, I found out why. My wife had been cheating on him for over half a year. They were even using my company's city apartment for their flings while I was working late. She thought she had me because she found a folder on my computer called Blueprints that contained our firm's private investment records. She thought those files proved the firm's growth was marital property. She was so entitled, she never actually read the operating agreement she'd signed as a witness years ago when my father and I restructured the business. There was a specific clause in that agreement. If a shareholder's spouse tried to litigate for equity in a way that threatened the firm, it triggered an automatic forced sell. Basically, my shares were sold back to the company at book value, which is the original cost of the assets, not the market value. My $2 million in equity effectively turned into $24,000 on paper. In the final settlement meeting, her lawyer tried to demand $2 million for her share of the firm. My lawyer just laughed and handed over the agreement she had signed. Since she triggered the clause, I only officially owned $24,000. She was entitled to half of that, $12,000. She went from expecting a multi-million-dollar payout to barely having enough for a down payment on a used car. To make it even sweeter, I fired the manager the same day. He'd been taking proprietary, unreleased project schematics to that city apartment to show my wife how successful he was going to be. That's a massive security breach and a violation of his NDA. I reported him to the licensing board and sued him to recover the bonuses he'd earned while he was busy defrauding the company. The final, oh boy moment was when she tried to claim she was pregnant to get more alimony. I just pulled out my medical records from 18 months ago. I'd had a vasectomy because she told me she didn't want kids yet. The look on her face was priceless. Now, she's living in her mother's basement, and her influencer career is dead because I posted the security footage of her throwing a marble bust at my head during our final argument. Turns out, people don't want to buy wellness products from someone with an active police report for domestic battery. She wanted a divorce on her terms. I just made sure the final bill was one she actually had to pay herself. If you want to see how a boring engineer builds a foolproof revenge plan, make sure to subscribe. I'm currently hiring a new manager who hopefully spends more time on site than in my bed.